coverage.
More experience. More stats.
And that's final.
ET Final Score is brought to you by Ashley Furniture.
Now I've got Travis Yosting, who covers the TAPS area schools. But off the top, we're going to discuss the ETFinalScore.com game of the week, which is Bullard at Henderson, 7:30 Friday, Lions Stadium at Henderson. I've asked Travis to talk a little bit about this upcoming game since Shane Stark, our area writer, is currently on assignment. Well, Travis, what about the game of the week?
Well, it's another great game in District 16-3A. You know, every week, you know, they've got great games, they got great teams, and of course, this week is no different. You know, Bullard, they're looking great. Their only loss is to Kilgore, which is the first place team in the district. You know, they've got strong quarterback play with Colton Mebane, you know, throwing over 1,000 yards. They got good running game. They got good passing game. They can do a little bit of everything, and of course, their defense is averaging or allowing, you know, I think fewer than 10 points a game.
Very impressive. And
their defense is going to be very motivated after that, giving up as many points as they did to Chapel Hill last week.
Right.
But then on the other side, Henderson, you know, they've only lost once in District 2. You know, they've
to Gilmer.
Right, to Gilmore, and you know, they've been rotating in quarterbacks. You know, it'll be interesting to see what they go with. They've got Patrick Brown, who's more of a runner. They've got Jensen Moore, more of a passer, and then also they've got a solid running game with their running back Wright, who's got close to 600 yards on the year, and it should be another fantastic game out of 16-3. It could go down to the wire.
And just touching on the 16-3A standings, we have Gilmer 6-1, 3-0, Kilgore 6-0, 3-0. I mean, it's a tremendous district.
That's right.
Henderson 4-3, 2-1. Bullard 6-1, 2-1. A lot was talked about in preseason about how good this district was going to be, and that's pretty good.
Yeah, they're definitely living up to the billing. You know, they've only had a few losses outside of district, and you look at Kilgore, they have to be one of the favorites in the entire classification to, you know, win it all. And of course, you can't overlook Gilmer, you can't overlook Bullard, you can't overlook anyone in that district.
Yeah. And one more thing about our game of the week. Henderson's got a coach, Dickie Meeks, who's been doing it at a high level for a long time, and then Bullard's coach, who I think he's in his third year, just done an incredible job of turning the Panthers around in short order.
Right, and really all the coaches in that district have done a great job. You know, I mean, it wasn't but a year ago that Chapel Hill, you know, went undefeated in one state. You know,
yeah, they're just young this year.
Yeah, I mean, the coaching in that district is fantastic, and that's the reason why the district is so strong. And
you know, Jeff Traylor at Gilmer always has Gilmer up at the top or near the top. And that's our ETFinalScore.com game of the week. Be sure to check that out on CBS 19, and also we have a weekly TV show on KCEB at 11 o'clock each Friday night and on CBS on Saturday. Well, Travis, shifting gears to TAPS, something you see almost every Friday night.
Right.
Grace has been impressive recently. Can they keep it going against Prince of Peace?
I think so. I think you know, their defense has been stellar this year compared to recent years. They're averaging 10 points fewer on defense. They got their first shutout last week since 2007 when they beat Gorman, and they're facing a triple option against Prince of Peace. They run it very well, but I think Grace has the defensive unit to stop them. They got the McCarty brothers up front. They got the Spitzer brothers at linebacker, and they've been pretty good this year.
And is that a home or road for?
They'll be at Clyde Perkins Stadium at home at 7:30 on Friday.
All right. Well, shifting gears to Brook Hill, after snapping its 29-game winning streak in district, can the Guards start a new district winning streak?
Yeah, that's going to be their goal. They've got another tough challenge with Dallas Parish Episcopal. It's a school they've got some experience playing. They actually will play at Parish Episcopal for the second straight year. Last year they lost 35-10 to the Panthers, and then in 2010, Brook Hill actually beat Parish Episcopal the only loss Parish Episcopal had as they went on to win the state championship. And it's kind of interesting that the last 2 years that they've played, the team that lost went on to win state. So we'll be watching that game closely to see who comes out on top there.
So Brook Hill's lopsided loss to Dallas Christian, do you feel like that was more a reflection on a young Brook Hill team or more a reflection on just how great Dallas Christian is this year?
A little bit about Dallas Christian. They've been rolling past everyone except for Parish Episcopal is the only team that was able to put up more than a few points on them. And the Dallas Christian defense is great. They shut down Grace. They shut down Brook Hill. They're going to shut down most of the teams they face this year. They're one of the favorites to win Division II state title. But Brook Hill is young. They've got a lot of sophomores, juniors, freshmen that are playing a lot, and I think that has a little bit to do with it as well.
And where's that game again?
They'll be playing at Parish Episcopal.
Okay. And then what's Bishop Gorman doing to try to end its 6-game losing streak?
Yeah, they've been making a few tweaks. They're going to try to make a few tweaks on the offensive line. They're going to put in a few power running packages for this week. They've got a Trinity Christian team that they think they can compete. They think they can get a win. They're playing at Cedar Hill on Friday night, and those seniors are motivated to leave an impact on this program, and they don't want to go out. They're on a 6-game losing streak. They want to finish strong and make a mark and leave an impression for the younger guys to keep improving under that first-year coach.
All right, now All Saints, the Trojans have to be happy about playing at home again this week, right?
Right. They've only had 2 home games all year so far this year, and they will be a little. They won't know what to expect almost from a home game. Finally, they haven't been at home since I think 2 weeks ago. They had back-to-back home games, and they'll be definitely excited to get back home.
Right. And who do the Trojans have this week?
They'll be hosting Quinlan Bowls. It's another good team. All Saints has played a bunch of quality teams this year. Maybe not as good as the Honey Grove team they got beat by last week, but it's another tough opponent for the Trojans. But they've been improving throughout the year, and I expect them to give a good fight.
Now this independent schedule, I guess you'd call it, is what All Saints is playing.
Right.
It's kind of a tough deal to try to do, isn't it?
Yeah, and they filled it up with some quality opponents. They have played 10, or they will have played 10 straight weeks. Their bye week is the final week of the season,
really?
So they won't really get the experience of a bye.
Huh.
So it's going to help them going forward and
Sure.
Playing the teams that they are playing. They're going to be better in years to come.
All right, Travis. Well, thanks for joining us, and we will see you next week on the show.
All right, thank you.
And we'll be back next week for our ETFinalScore.com show. Be sure and check us out.